In review, Michelle. In review, Michelle. In review, Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Michelle in Review episode of We Watch Shudder. My name is JD. Who's here with me?
Take a fucking guess.
Oh, Jesus, that was harsh.
It's Michelle. I'm here for a review.
It's Michelle in Review. It's Michelle's 30-day performance review where we sit down and take a look at everything she's accomplished and make sure that she's still valid as a person and deserving of love.
Well, we know I'm a woman, so neither of those things are true.
You know, well, I wouldn't go that far, Michelle. I will say it doesn't work to your advantage. That's for damn sure. But, you know, I mean, there are ways. There are ways. Jesus. Oh.
I'm married, so I have a little bit of value at least.
Well, I mean,
as property.
Well, I mean, you probably, does he get access to decent insurance through your job?
We work at the same place, so no. But I did help get him his job.
Well, so. Jesus. He's really kind of a tryhard. Like, he could have just, like, he could have really kind of trophy husbanded that situation a little bit more, I think.
I do have a shirt for him that says trophy husband.
Awesome. Anyway, guys.
It's got a little trophy on it.
This is your first time tuning in. Michelle in Review is a pretty decent episode to tune in for your first time through anytime it comes out every month. Normally, we take an episode and we just talk about one movie, talk about it in detail. A lot of times it's a Shudder movie. That's why the show's called what it is. But we do the Michelle in Review once a month where we get together and we talk about everything we saw that we didn't see for the show, mostly because I am never not floored by how much shit Michelle is able to stuff into her brain through her eye holes and her ear holes. How much stuff. Tell people about the numbers, Michelle. Hit them with the averages. Let them know how the last couple have been so they're really up on the drama.
Yeah,
and then hit
for
them.
Sure.
Tell them where we are.
So, if you've tuned in before, you know that my standard is that I like to consume 60 pieces of media, which could be 1 point for a movie, 1 point for an entire season of a TV show, or 1 point for a book. I do not care about the length. Those are just my numbers.
Yeah, and this is the asterisk I always like to throw in here is, like, even if it's like a 14-episode TV series and each episode is an hour long, she counts that as one thing. So keep that in mind, too, when she's running these numbers.
Yep, and that's why I just segregate it based on movie miniseries books.
Michelle,
it's kind of nice to know, like...
That's not the word we want to use. We do not approve of segregation of any kind.
Is segregation not okay if it's in the form of media?
Can
I not be pro-segregation?
I think that word maybe doesn't any longer mean what you intend it to mean.
I thought it was a synonym for categorizing.
Well, it was at one point, but I feel like there's a lot of socio-political context in history now that says maybe there are better words to choose than segregation.
Good to know. Categorizing it is. But I do keep them separate. So my total number,
separate,
the last two...
But equal.
But equal. Yes. My numbers the last... Oh my God. Oh no.
I mean, well, you remember...
This is how it goes.
Do you remember what happened when we started talking about burning down plantation houses? Things got out of control.
Yeah, that got cut out of that episode.
Because sometimes, even when it's very clear you were making a joke, it was not a joke you should have made.
Yeah, we're very white.
Very white.
Okay, so my numbers the last couple months have been a little down because I was a little down and a little busy. And so I told myself it was okay. And my therapist told me it was okay. And why do you even track the numbers? But I'm happy to report July, we're back, baby. I consumed 75 pieces of media. That includes 54 movies, 16 miniseries or TV show seasons, and 5 books.
How many total episodes between those 16 TV series and miniseries and seasons?
I knew you were going to ask that, so I did look. Here's the issue. Some of those seasons have episodes that are a half hour. Some of them have an hour. So even if I go by, like, number of episodes, like, I have to look at the runtime to get it accurate, and I just can't do that to myself.
Well, see,
but
Michelle,
I would say, on average, each season was probably 5 hours.
Right.
I think that's a reasonable estimate.
See, this is why I feel like if you really wanted to start throwing down, what you need to do, at least for the combined movies and TV series, I think what you need to do is you need to start just doing raw minutes. Just regardless of whether it was a movie or to just do total minutes consumed every month.
I would be so proud and sad every time I looked at those results.
Isn't that the idea?
That is true.
To be both incredibly proud and incredibly shamed all at once?
Yeah, that's another thing I'm talking to my therapist about.
That reminds me, I was at the store today with my mom, and somebody came up to me, and it was real awkward because I'm awkward in public with the normal people. And he was like, "Hey, are you the trivia guy?" And I was like, "Yeah." And this lady that he was with was like, "Oh, he was so nervous he didn't want to he didn't want to come ask." And this kid is just like fanboying over me as like apparent, and like he's never even played my trivia game. He just has friends who I think he's been there once, and he has friends who come out. And they're always and then he asked me if he could take a selfie with me and send it to his friends and be like, "Hey, I ran into the trivia guy," and I was just sort of taken aback. So I was just immediately like, "Yeah, sure, okay, that's fine." And my point is, for a minute, I was like, "Do you have any idea how fucking great of a bar trivia host you have to be?" That people start, like, coming up to you in public and being like, "Hey, my friends talk about you. Can I get a picture with you? They're never going to believe this." Like, it's bar trivia, guys. Like, I was like, but then I thought, also, like, do you have any idea, all due respect, how much of a fucking psychopath you look like? Coming up to somebody and be like, "Are you that guy that hosts bar trivia at the shithole over in... well, Vix isn't a shithole. Why did that just come into my mind? God damn it! What a terrible...
How dare you?
This is a thing that I do sometimes when I start making up a voice of a person, and I get very critical. I think it's a throwback to my earlier years when I was just very dark and depressed and cruel. Anyway, my point is, I've never been simultaneously so flattered and so terrified in my entire life.
I have been both flattered and terrified, and it's called dating as a woman.
Well, I get it. Yeah, like, believe me, that bit of it is not lost on me. But I was just like, wow, that's, it was real strange to be like, "Hey, you're that trivia guy. Can I take a picture with you?" Now,
well, I'm happy for you.
Probably it's not even anything actually really cool. They're probably just all quietly making fun of me. As like, there's that fucking dork who hosts the trivia game who thinks he's like some kind of big deal. And there's like a big inside joke that they're all having at my expense. That's probably what's happening, or at least
his mom was in on it though, so that seems very unlikely.
It wasn't his mom. It was like his girlfriend. I think it was them, and there was a young one there that they were treating as if it was their child. I mean, I don't want to assume, right? Maybe it wasn't their child. Maybe they weren't involved in a relationship. I didn't ask questions.
I know, it's just very funny. There was a young one they were treating as their child.
Yes.
Is a great, safe, but very funny description, because to me, I did not think child. I thought it was somebody who was also that their age that was like sitting in the cart and they were like buying toys for.
No, it was like a perfectly normal, I presume, family situation. But this kid is probably like fucking 15 to 20 years younger than me. And he's like straight up nerd. And like, I don't know, there's just something about it that was so just weird enough that there's that thing going off in my brain that's just like, somebody's fucking with you, my man. Because when I was in 7th grade, a bunch of kids who used to be really kind of shitty to me just all of a sudden got really nice one day. And they all invited me to go hang out with them at the circus because the circus was at the Civic Center that weekend after class on Friday. And we went and we all started hanging out. And then at one point, one of them went up to go to the bathroom. And then the other two got up to go to the bathroom. And then they were just fucking gone. And they abandoned me at the Civic Center. And then made fun of me the whole time. Because apparently that's somehow I was the dork because I thought they would want to hang out with me. And now I'm just traumatized into assuming that anytime weird strangers or people I don't really know all that well are too nice to me, somebody is having a big laugh at my expense. And, well, I guess now it's my therapy.
However, counterpoint, Gen Z loves to get obsessed about random things. You have not seen the realtor side of TikTok. There are some realtors that are celebrities now.
Michelle, that's a big part of the side of it that fucking terrifies me. I don't want to be the person that a bunch of Gen Z kids are obsessed with. No. No,
I want to be their idol. Pass them to me. I'll take them. Come here, Gen Z.
No.
Worship. Worship
God,
with me.
No.
Drink the Kool-Aid.
I mean, you seemed like a very nice young man. I assume, man. I don't know. I didn't ask pronouns or nothing. Seemed like a very nice person.
You could be suspicious if they invited you to the circus.
Oh, I'm
but they
fucking
didn't.
suspicious. I'm suspicious of everything, Michelle.
Well,
Anyway.
when there's a true crime documentary about them murdering you and wearing your skin, I'll make sure to get interviewed and say really cool things about you.
Sounds good. Excellent. Thank
JD
you
was a good guy. He liked words a little too much.
Well, it's going to be fun because I'm going to tell this story at the trivia game next Friday, and it could get real fucking weird. So we'll see how it goes. Anyway,
I love that.
Sorry for hijacking the Michelle in the review to suddenly dive into a therapy thing about how
This is what we do.
It was the best of times. It was the worst of times.
It was the JD-est of times.
I saw this thing. So I want to talk about the JD-est of times. I'm not usually a kitschy meme thing, but I saw a thing on Facebook the other day that I was sharing. It was like, everybody, be kind because everybody is going through a battle that you don't know anything about, except me. Everybody fucking knows my battle because I won't shut up about it or whatever it said. Now it's like I've never felt so seen in my life.
I'm glad you're discovering memes. They're healing. I love a good meme.
Thanks.
You know what I discovered yesterday? The Bush's Baked Beans merch store. I'm getting so much shit and I can't decide what I want. Do I want the bean flip-flops? Do I want the beanie that just says beans? Do I want the tie-dye shirt with Duke on it that says roll that beautiful bean footage?
I was just going to ask you how many different items are available that specifically say roll that beautiful bean footage.
They have a category for it because there's that much. There's trapper keepers, sunglasses, and they're like just beans. Just beans. I want the shirt bad.
I feel like they could really be onto something if they went as far as to produce like an 8mm or a 16mm short, like 30-second projector reel.
Ooh, some footage.
Just called That Beautiful Bean Footage. So that people could buy it and take it home.
Yeah.
And then somebody...
You gotta message them about that. Because, like...
Listen, when,
they apparently will do anything.
Roll that beautiful bean footage, you gotta have that beautiful bean footage. You know what I mean?
That's true. I think all their commercials are beautiful bean footage. And now I am craving Bush's Baked Beans. This is how marketing can be very effective. I'm going to wear one of their fucking bean shirts and eat some beans.
Do you eat your Bush's Baked Beans lukewarm out of the can, or do you heat them up?
I cannot handle a room temperature straight out of the can bean. I can't do it.
Nice.
I've tried. I can't. I also know people who... without outing them, they take a bowl of ice and then they put a bowl inside of it and then they put the beans in there so that they're extra cold. And I can't do that either.
I mean,
they have to be warm.
That's a good process for anything that you want to keep really, really cold. But yeah, I agree. I don't know that beans are a thing that I would want to keep really, really, really cold, especially not nice, saucy, savory baked beans.
Yeah. I've gotten used to them. I can eat them. But I used to really be like, what the fuck are you doing to my beans? But now I'll eat beans of all kind, except green. Fuck
Really?
beans.
You don't like green bean? Like hardcock?
I mean,
String beans?
I'll eat them. I like most vegetables, but they're not a baked bean. Give me that baked bean. Put the green bean in the oven in a casserole dish.
I love me
bake it.
Some fucking haricots, especially French cut, slivered or whatever. I don't like a traditional cut green bean is fine. I'll definitely eat them, but I like fucking sliced green bean. Yeah, the haricots, they're amazing. Anyway, wax beans, yellow beans. Yeah, I love me some string beans.
Kidney beans.
I
Kidneys,
like those kinds
livers.
of beans, but I'm more of a string bean like pod kind of situation than the legume like the navy beans and the pinto beans and all the various beans.
If it's your first time tuning in, yeah, this is Michelle in review.
This is We Watch Shudder. It gets a little wackier on a Michelle in review. Yes, we are 16 minutes into the episode and talking about beans now after spending several minutes talking about my anxious encounter with somebody in the grocery. Well, it wasn't even a grocery store. It was a Dollar Tree.
That adds a really nice element to that story.
It's a brand new Dollar Tree too, so it's still kind of clean and somewhat like fancy for Dollar Tree kind of vibe. It's pretty sweet, yeah.
I don't remember the last time I went to Dollar Tree. I should go check one out.
Also, somebody, somewhere, quite a few people, everybody for that matter, obviously, owes me a goddamned apology because I didn't have any idea what the fuck a Five Below store was until 2 days ago.
Ooh, yeah.
And now I'm just like, fucking, I'm so mad.
I didn't learn until last year.
How many rad things have I missed that I could have got at Five Below that I will never get again because I didn't know what I thought it was just some sort of like hip, trendy, like young people's store, and its name is Five Below because it's like hip and cool. Don't know what it means, but it's a thing. No, it's not that at all. It's like a dollar store, but like everything's like $5 or less, except occasionally you got some. It's like a dollar store for people who are maybe just a little too highfalutin to allow themselves to go to a Dollar Tree. Like I will still go to a fucking Dollar Tree, right? A Dollar General, Family Dollar. I'm not even the biggest fan of because they're starting to creep up into that $3, $5, $6 range. Give me a goddamn green and white fucking Dollar Tree in the poor folks neighborhood. I'll go, but like I don't give a fuck.
There's a very important distinction between a dollar store and a Five Below, and that is that a dollar store will never pay the licensing rights. You will get the off-brand version of everything there. Five Below, that extra money, that's giving you the rights to all sorts of anime and horror
these
stuff.
Transformers toys, Dollar Tree.
Yeah.
These G.I. Joe
say
toys.
Transformers?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, these G.I. Joe toys I have on my desk, these DC Comics toys I have on my desk, all from the Dollar Tree, all branded.
Well, shit.
Yeah.
You've been to better dollar stores than I have.
My point is, the impression I got immediately from the Five Below is like, okay, this is somebody who was like, there are people who want to go to a dollar store, but they feel a little smug and snooty about going to a dollar store. So we're not going to call it the Dollar Tree. We're going to call it Five Below. So it's like, it's an exercise in making poor folks not feel quite so exposed, is what I'm trying to say.
It's like how I insist on shopping at Target instead of Walmart.
Right, same sort of vibe, right? Absolutely. It's the same sort of jam. Yeah, it's like I'll pay an extra 15%, also because I can afford it, right? I can definitely, there's definitely like scales. Like again, it's like you got your Dollar Tree, and then your Family Dollar above that, and then like your Dollar General, and then I think you would put Five Below. Like that's the graduation system. We are fucking 20 minutes into this episode, and we haven't talked about shit to do with movies.
I'm just letting you do your thing.
I'm done.
Telling me all about beans.
beans and dollar stores. I got a whole philosophy of the bargain store, man.
I didn't know there were that many dollar stores. We don't have to talk about it. I'm just saying I did not know there were that many. Okay, so now let's get into the history of what I watched in July. One really cool thing now that I go through and I make a little list of everything that I watch is that I notice patterns. And I apparently was into 3 particular things throughout July, and I did not know. I watched a lot of Eli Roth. I watched a lot of David Bruckner because during one of the Spooktober episodes that we have not released, you asked me what David Bruckner has done, and I said I love David Bruckner, and then blanked on a single name of one of the films, and I had just watched The Night House the night before, so it was like just my brain froze. So then I spent July watching basically everything he's done, and then I watched a lot of animated films and TV show, not even necessarily anime. One of the things that I watched was The Day the Earth Blew Up, a Looney Tunes movie.
Oh, I still need to see that.
It's on HBO.
I know.
And I watched Predator, Killer of Killers. So, like, I was just in, like, an animation mood. Eli Roth's categories, or stuff that I watched, I've seen Hostel and Cabin Fever so many times I didn't bother. But I watched Death Wish, which I had never heard. That's Bruce Willis as a doctor whose wife is killed in a home invasion. Mm-hmm.
Are we foregoing our typical breakdown of before times?
No,
after
we're still
times?
doing the breakdown. This is my pre. This is just like a pattern.
I thought you were about to just start diving into shit you had seen, and I was like, man, Michelle is like manic as fuck. She's not even following her structure plan. This is going to be a good one.
No, this is above my bullet points. I just wanted to say like the stuff that I watched. Because I watched Eli Roth's Death Wish, which I had never seen. Inglourious Bastards, because he's an actor in it, and I fucking love that movie. The Green Inferno, which gave me a good fart squelch. And I watched his fucking shark documentary called Finn, about the shark finning industry, and I've seen a different documentary about that before that was actually more upsetting, but this man loves sharks. He hosted Shark Week. I didn't know that. David Bruckner, I rewatched The Signal and The Night House and The Ritual, and I watched Southbound. So I had a good time. I think I watched a couple other things from both of them, but
didn't David Bruckner also do, like, he did the newest Hellraiser, right?
Yes, I just didn't rewatch.
And he also did Blair Witch?
VHS. Did he do Blair Witch?
I think he did Blair Witch.
Oh, I hope so, because I fucking love the Blair Witch.
Like the 2016 one, yeah.
No.
Who the fuck did Blair Witch?
He hasn't done a lot of things. Well, now everybody gets to listen to me. Blair Witch, 2016, done by Adam Wingard and Simon Barrett.
Okay, yeah, never mind then. Yeah, it was not.
Oh, this guy, Adam Wingard, also did several VHS things, so it makes sense that
that's probably where I got the confusion. Yeah. Okay. Anyway.
Oh, he did Death Note, the live-action Netflix. Okay.
Oh, did he? Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know shit about Death Note, so.
This is that's a real silly.
I've heard good things about that movie, The Ritual. Have you seen that one? You just said you just watched it, right?
I can't believe you haven't seen that. That is right up your alley.
Yeah, well, here's what happened, Michelle, is it's one of those things where wait, okay, so you're talking about the one where the guys go camping, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, because there's another one that's just coming out this year that's called The Ritual, or it may have just come out. No, so here's what happened is The Ritual is a movie that has been on my radar for a while because I saw even though they're not really posters per se anymore, but I saw the image and I read a little bit about it on the summary and I was like, all right, this might be my kind of thing. And then just it stayed on the list and it just kept getting moved around and didn't have a huge priority because nothing had jumped out and said, see this right away. And then one day, just out of the blue, I'm scrolling through my fucking Facebook feed, and there's a fucking slam image right in the middle of my screen showing me the last, what I assume is a major reveal towards the end of the film, of like a silhouette of a thing behind some fire and all this stuff going on. Regardless of how significant a spoiler it was enough of a spoiler for me to be like, God damn it. And now I'm just like, I was so off put by it that I don't know. I expect I'll see it at some point, but I fucking hate that we exist in a world now that if for whatever reason you're not able to get to something immediately, you're probably going to have some part of it ruined for you.
Well, at least in that movie, the reveal of the Thing is not my favorite part. My favorite part is way earlier. Like the first half of the movie is so much more solid to me. I love it. There's some legitimately scary stuff, and it's real fun.
Yeah,
Go watch it.
It just
treat yourself.
It's just one of those things where to me it's like,
I get it.
Like, clearly, it's one of those images where once you see it, you should immediately know, like, oh, that's not something I was supposed to see until I saw it watching the movie.
I don't know. To me, I think it's because it didn't really do much for me. I didn't think of, like, oh, shit, we're finally seeing it kind of thing.
Oh, well. Anyway, it's
but
still
you
on
probably
the list.
Would.
I'll probably
I'm
get to it at
indifferent.
some point, yeah.
Well, do you want to hear what else you should get to this month as we start with this month's releases?
I suppose.
It was a good transition. I'm real good. Okay, so not a ton of things in August, but some very notable ones. There are 5 movies that I am really looking forward to. Sorry, there are 4 movies I'm really looking forward to, and one thing I put on the list because JD's going to definitely want to see it. So, on August 8th, we have 2 movies, both of which I'm very, very excited for. The first one is Strange Harvest. It is a new found footage serial killer film, and it looks so high quality. I love found footage, but I have very much accepted there's not a lot of good found footage, and this one looks real good. I'm really excited about it. It made me automatically feel reminiscent of back when Paranormal Activity was just like so solid, and every year I was looking forward to seeing more Paranormal Activity. It gave me those vibes from the trailer. Really looking forward to that. I think it's been a while since we had such a very noticeable or a notable, really scary found footage, and I need that. I really want just like a freaky found footage. And I'm hoping that does it. The other one, much bigger and well-known, and I definitely will be checking it out as soon as possible. Weapons comes out on August 8th. This is the new film from the guy who did Barbarian, whose name is Zach Cregers. Is that right? Zach Creggs? Kreger? Okay. He did Barbarian. The promo for this has been incredible. They have an interactive website set in universe that you can go click around. They had a live stream event, which, if I'm honest, was very disappointing. But then they had a new trailer at the end of it that made me excited again. And there was some sort of interview done with Mr. Cregers where he said something like, they just let me do whatever I want, so I did. And he said he went just like batshit crazy with it. And if like, this is the guy who did Barbarian, which I won't spoil for people who might not have seen it. Barbarian's fucking crazy. It's like, what is going on? What? And if that was like a stepping stone to whatever Weapons is, I'm real excited. That's the film about a bunch of missing kids that just go missing from one single classroom, and we don't know why. But God, the trailers, now I'm trying to really avoid trailers because they've started showing me too much, but I'm real excited about what I've seen, so it's a double-edged sword there. And Weapons, I think we'll be doing an episode about, right, JD?
Yeah, I think so.
Sweet. I just was tossing that in there.
Did you say Shelby Oaks was that found footage thing?
No, Strange Harvest. Shelby Oaks, I think, is a September release. I'm going to go double check my list.
Is August
October
21st.
3rd. What?
Shelby Oaks is August 21st, according to the spreadsheet you have on our website right now that I'm looking directly at.
Oh, then it must have gotten pushed back and I haven't updated it yet because it is October 2nd now, or 3rd.
Well, you should probably update things, Michelle.
I actually spent all weekend making a list of things I have to update, and I'm looking now, and that is one of them.
Also, didn't they move up Hell House LLC lineage? Or maybe I'm mistaken about that one, because that one's showing in October. Anyway, it doesn't matter. We can do all of this later.
Hell House LLC. Oh, I've still got October for that one.
I'm probably wrong. So you got Weapons, And what else were you looking forward to?
Strange Harvest. And then the next thing on the list is a week later, and I put it on the list for you, so you better fucking pay attention. There's a new Joe Bagos film coming out.
Yeah,
okay, good. Yeah, okay, good. I wanted to make sure you knew about it, so I put it on the list. You like Joe Bagos. I saw a trailer for it for the first time when I went to see Together. They had an actual full-blown trailer, and it looks so Joe Bagos-y. It looks really on brand.
Together is also, by the way, an August release. I understand that by now you've already seen it, but the rest of us certainly haven't.
Well, it's on my list anyway because it came out on July 31st, but had a staggered release. So most people have not gotten a chance to see it yet, but I have, and we'll talk about that. Talk to Me, the sequel to Talk to Me. Now it's two in the middle. It's a sequel. Comes out August 17th. That's going to be real good. Or real bad, but I hope real good. And then, also the Filippo brothers, they were in Death Stranding too. And that just made me real excited.
Didn't those fucking guys just have that other movie out earlier this year?
Bring Her Back. It just came out a month or two ago. Yeah.
And they already got another fucking movie coming out?
Yeah.
How shit does that work?
Well, there's two of them. They can split responsibilities.
That's dumb.
Probably not, but...
I haven't even seen the last one yet, and they already got another one coming. Slow fuck down.
Bring Her Back has one thing that I just cannot get out of my mind, and I wish I could.
There's bring
one
her
very
back.
upsetting thing. I wish she would stay gone with that memory. And then my last one on the list for August is, of course, we're finally getting The Toxic Avenger on August 29th. Elijah Wood's gonna be real weird.
You think that's what you're interested in that movie is Elijah Wood?
I'm obsessed with Elijah Wood doing side quests. I love that he's just the weird guy in everything now. He was in that serial killer dad movie. He was the weird glasses guy from Sin City. He's just a fan of doing like all these really weird roles, and I'm happy for him. It's like him and Daniel Radcliffe are just doing like the craziest roles that they can find, and I'm just happy about it.
Well, I do want to point out very quickly that you failed to mention that also coming up in August is the newest iteration on film of Red Sonja, and also a reimagining of the supernatural classic Witchboard.
I didn't know either of those were a big deal. I looked at them on my list and I went, yeah.
Michelle, have you never seen Red Sonja?
No, I have no idea what Red Sonja is.
Red Sonja was like female Conan the Barbarian in the 80s during the big... In fact, Arnold Schwarzenegger is in it. He's not Conan. I think it's a different character. But yeah, it's just Conan the Barbarian, but with a lady.
Well, it looks like Klaus Hargreaves is in this, so I will be seeing it for sure.
Brigitte Nielsen, that's who it was, who was Red Sonja. And then, yeah, Arnold Schwarzenegger was Calidor. There were some other people in it. Oh, yeah, you should see that. It's pretty great.
Well, why would I see it when I can just watch the new one, August 14th? What's the point?
Okay, we'll just leave it at that then.
Yeah. Should we get to news? Okay, I'm just doing it. He's just frowning so hard, and that means that he's not going to respond to me, so I can move forward.
Look, I don't even want to start. There's no point in even starting with you about Witchboard. You clearly don't have any idea what that is.
No idea. No.
Well.
You're using my own
perhaps you should have,
which I do appreciate.
Perhaps you should have grown up in the 1980s, Michelle.
I wasn't born till 89. I only got 6 months of the 80s.
Yeah,
I'm a 90s kid.
Whose fault is that?
I'm a Toys R Us kid.
You should have tried harder to be an 80s kid. That's all I'm saying.
No, I don't think I would like that very much. It seems like they have a lot of trauma from all my people I'm friends with who are born in the 80s. They definitely seem to have trauma. And I have enough trauma, so I can only imagine if I had like 5 more years tacked onto what I already am.
Oh, well, you're gonna.
Yeah, but like not right now. I'm watching my friends go through it first. That's how you should do it. So many of my friends turned 40 this fall, and I'm very happy for them, and they feel not great about it. Okay, so news. We're going to go over some news. First off. Oh? What was that?
You said news, and I said olds. It's a dad joke. Oh.
Yeah, good job.
Okay,
Good
go ahead.
job.
Tell us the news.
News. First off, Collective Shout. This is a video game piece of news, but I love horror video games, and so I'm going to include news related to video games because it is Michelle in Review, and I've been doing this for a while now. I don't know why I'm getting defensive about it now. Collective Shout has been bullying payment process companies and telling them that they should not allow their services to buy certain video games. And in some cases, sure, I understand why they are going against some indie things that are on Steam that probably border on being illegal because they are just like a torture game. And I get why maybe they don't want that around, and I don't really agree with it being around. However, when we start policing this kind of stuff, it is going to inevitably end badly. Collective Shout has already done things in the past. They tried to get Detroit Become Human banned, which was like a very big, great game because they said that it had an abused woman in it. But the whole point of the abused woman, it's not like you're a player who can abuse a woman. You're seeing what happened to her so that there's a big redemption arc and you feel empathy towards her situation. So it's like, okay, well, now we're not allowed to tell women's stories as a way to protect them. They tried getting rid of Grand Theft Auto because they're like, you get to kill women. Well, you kill men too. So like, does that not matter for anything? There's a game that I didn't even get to play because it's been removed from the Steam store. And it was published by Dread Central, made by a woman named Kara Cadaver of Final Girl Games. The game is Vile Exhumed, and it was apparently uncovering a mystery through like chat logs and videos and files on the internet. And they're like, no, it's about abused women. We have to take that down. And I'm just real mad about it because I obviously don't love women getting abused, but I do love their stories being able to be told in different formats, and I don't think it's a good thing to protect us from that kind of stuff by just banning those things. MasterCard released a statement very recently where they're like, no, we're not letting them police what we're doing, and we're like, it's public record. You told Steam they had to take this down or people couldn't buy their products anymore. It's bullshit, and I'm just really mad about it.
Yeah, it sounds to me like one of those issues of like there's a very specific issue that they're using as their reasoning for their argument, but the problem is their method is completely wrong. Right? It's one of these things where like the flaw is that nobody on either side wants to do the thing that actually needs to be done. Is there need to be people whose job it is to take the time to just watch all of this stuff and actually look at it with a rational and processing mind and maybe ask some questions of the people who made it and find out, okay, is this a thing we're doing? Like, what are the reasons we're doing this for? And for that matter, even if the reasons we're doing it for are because I just want to be as grotesque and hideous as I can get away with being. And this to me is the crucial function of why I do believe in content warnings. Like I don't believe in spoilers, but I believe in it. Like, look, people does like if somebody knowing their own boundaries doesn't do them any good if they don't know what boundaries are going to be crossed, right? So you can say it's your responsibility to protect yourself, but ultimately then what are we saying? Like, people who have experienced certain types of problems are just not allowed to enjoy horror of any kind anymore because there's always a chance they're going to bump into something that's going to be specifically a problem for the experiences they've been through? No. Also, that's the crucial element in making sure people believe you when you say, no, I'm not just trying to be a sick, twisted fuck and do the most deplorable things I feel like I can get away with. I'm trying to do something here that's a little bit more like processing and experiential in a way for people who are trying, maybe using this as a way to come to terms with certain things. Is your willingness to say, hey, be careful with this thing I've done. This thing I've done is pretty fucked up. So be careful with it. But yeah, that idea that we're just gonna, and that's what it is, right? It's like we don't want to get lambasted for letting the genuinely bad stuff through, but we also don't want to take the time and invest the resources to put in the work. So to make sure none of the bad stuff gets through, we're just not going to let anything through. And that's just as much of a problem. That was a very long-winded way of saying you're exactly right.
Yeah, I've been following it because there's a lot of very small indie games that got taken off Steam. And I know that the people banning these, or rather putting pressure on payment processors to say that they need to say that Steam can't have these in their store. And I feel pretty confident that people are not playing those games in totality. They're not looking at them with the objective eye. There were a lot of things on Steam where I'm like, yeah, those should probably come down, and that's fine, but that's already in the Steam terms and conditions, and somebody was violating it and Steam could take them down. It's not like Steam is well known for putting up like a specific type of content. They just host games on there, and they can't check every single thing, and some stuff is just a garbage game that shouldn't be on there. I don't even care if it's a torture game. You just made a shitty game. Get rid of those games. The one where I'm like, what is the point of this? It doesn't even work, and you charged me $20?
And to me, that's the clear sign that a blanket ban is a clear indicator of somebody who doesn't actually want to protect you. They just don't want to get in trouble for not protecting you.
Yep.
And so it's late stage capitalism. We're definitely not going to invest the resources in having people take the time to check all of these things and make sure our customers know what is and what isn't going on, and make sure that everything, we're certainly not going to, God forbid, we lose $1 million out of an $80 billion profit year. But that's what it is. We don't want to get in trouble for letting something through, so we're just gonna not let anything through. It's dumb.
I think I'm particularly mad because I read Dread Central articles and I've been watching them hype up Vile Exhumed. Maybe I'll play it and I'll be like, oh my god, this is disgusting. I can't believe somebody made this, but I want that choice.
Well, and you and I have both openly talked about how, for both of us in our personal experience, like our attraction to and our fondness for horror is very much in a lot of ways rooted in real life traumatic experience and processing real life trauma, right? And so for somebody to just come out and say, it's like, no, we just can't talk about these things anymore. Like, really? Because there are some really important pieces of art, of a variety of media, literature and films and paintings and music, that philosophy just says we don't get those anymore, and that's insane.
The Detroit Become Human one is the one that really drove me nuts, because I'm like, you weren't like abusing a woman. That wasn't the gameplay. It was part of the story to better understand her position. And if we're just saying we don't get to show that anymore, like, how will they possibly tell those kinds of stories? And it just upset me.
Yeah.
In other gaming news, if Collective Shout allows it, there will be a Shark Dentist game. There's a sedated shark, and you're doing dentistry on it, and it can wake up and eat you. If you do it wrong.
Okay, that's fine. I was gonna say, like, clearly, the immediate entertainment possibility of shark dentistry is that the shark is not sedated.
Oh no, it's sedated, and you want to make sure you do it right. You're managing the levels.
Right.
You're not causing pain. Otherwise, it will fucking eat you. And
like
it looks so dumb, but I want to play it.
It's a very, very high stakes version of Don't Wake Daddy.
Yes. Don't wake the shark. It looks like the quality of a mobile game. It doesn't look great, but I'm really looking forward to playing it and getting eaten by a shark. I don't care. Collective shout, let me play the shark dentist game.
You tell me that, and to me, that just screams like the people making this know that they're not aiming for a legend, right? They're aiming aiming for a moment. And that's fine. They're like, hey, here's this. Like, we know nobody's going to want to play this more than for maybe a couple of weeks, a month tops, just to have some fun with it, see if they can get through it. Yeah. But, those are the kind of things that can open doors to do even more rad things, so.
And open mouths of other animals. Plus, yeah. Next, lion dentist.
It'll just...
Dragon dentist.
Dental zoo.
Dental zoo. It's just Zoo Tycoon, but you are also responsible for their dental hygiene.
You are responsible for
like
maintaining the luxury bones of the entire zoo.
Oh man, that'd be so difficult. That's so many teeth.
Yeah.
That's so many teeth. Okay. Also, like, what kind of school do you go to understand the dental needs of a giraffe and a shark? Those are very different.
Tooth school.
Tooth school's gonna cover all of the animals?
Well, I mean, a tooth is a tooth. It doesn't matter what animal it's in. It's just
I don't know. I feel like a shark has completely different requirements than a giraffe.
I find that
different
hard to
size mouths.
But a tooth is a tooth is a tooth, right? It doesn't matter what size the tree is. You don't light it on fire because it's a tree. It'll burn.
I mean, like a wisdom tooth is very different from a molar or an incisor.
No, but the rules are still the same.
I don't know. According to Shark Dentist, there's some new rules I didn't know about.
Are we ever going to get into this episode? Yes, we are. We're doing it.
Yeah. I mean, I've gotten through many of my bullet points.
We're still doing it.
My next bullet point is that the Too Many Cooks director, Casper Kelly, has a new movie coming out called Buddy. It just is called, in quote unquote, it's called a unique quote unquote horror movie. And if the guy who made Too Many Cooks is calling his movie unique, I'm already freaked out and I'm looking forward to it.
Is it called Just Enough Cooks?
No, it's called Buddy.
Well, I'm going to call it Just Enough Cooks.
I hope there's at least one cook and no more. Just the one. Next, my love, my idol, Steven Kostanski, is going to be doing the effects on Mystery of the Mothman. Mystery of the Mothman is the latest film from Austin Birch, and JD loves Austin Birch's film history, which is In a Violent Nature. JD loved In a Violent Nature. He was like, that was the best, most exciting film.
It was a movie, yes.
It was definitely a movie. So now we are going from In a Violent Nature to Mystery of the Mothman, but with Steven Kostanski. The guy, The Void, Psycho Gorman,
Michelle,
like Frankie Frigo.
Are you saying Mothman or Mouthman?
I meant to say Mothman.
Okay.
I probably was saying Mouthman because we were just talking about Shark Dentist.
I thought for sure you were. I was like, what the fuck is a Mouthman?
There's a shark and he's on the top of a mountain and you have to remove his teeth.
Also, who is this person that was involved with In a Violent Nature?
Austin Birch. He was just a producer of In a Violent Nature. He doesn't have a lot of stuff on his IMDb.
In a Violent Nature was written and directed by Chris Nash.
Duh, I knew that. Memories of the Mothman is a short from 2013 that I need to go find.
And
then I need to watch the sequel, Memories of the Mouthman.
Yeah, I thought you said something about a mouth man, and I was like, wait, is this going to be...
I probably did.
Is this going to be something like Chompy and the Girls? Did you ever see Chompy and the Girls?
Yes, I fucking love Chompy and the Girls.
Chompy and the Girls is wild, guys. Just a random memory. If you've never seen Chompy and the Girls, go check it out. It's pretty fucking
This is a real
rad.
mouse-centric
Yeah, it was.
episode.
That's why I thought it was like you said the mouth man. And I immediately thought Chompy and the Girls.
My next one, the Mouthtuary Assistant, was acquired by Shudder. The Mortuary Assistant, acquired by Shudder. We have previously mentioned it because it was made by Jeremiah Kipp, who once sent us an Instagram message and was very nice and made me freak out a little bit. Even though we didn't, I did make fun of his movie a little bit. He was like, well, we're in the movie industry. That's going to happen. Like, what a cool guy.
Look, he made a great movie with a silly name.
Yeah.
It's just all
Slapface. Slapface is a very silly name, but the Mortuary Assistant.
Yeah, to this day, if you visit WeWatchShutter.com, Mr. Jeremiah Kipp's quote is right up there at the top. He said we were thoughtful, incisive, and funny.
He's probably also like, why is that still there after 3 years? Because we don't have a lot of other reviews.
Nobody
Jeremiah
has given us a better quote since.
Yeah.
That's
and yeah, we have talked to a couple of people, but that's such a good, nice quote.
It's banger. Also, I'm definitely looking forward to Mortuary Assistant.
I am too, because the game's real fun. Another game. Oh my god, I have a lot of game stuff. The new Resident Evil movie from Zach Kreger. Another Zach Kreger says it's not going to be completely obedient to video game lore. And that's just interesting to me. Like, what does that mean? Because Resident Evil, there's a lot of games there. They do a lot of crazy shit. Which part are you not including? And what's the crazy thing you're putting instead? Is there going to be a super tall vampire mommy who I want to have hold me? Because that would be real good to see in the live action Resident movie. Lady whatever her name is. Like,
Demetrius?
goddamn. Yeah,
I've never played a stitch of a...
But you know who she is.
I know that. I've seen enough things, then I picked up the name. I'm like, who is this creepily... Like, she's supposed to be, what, like 12 feet tall or some shit?
Yeah, and she's got vampire daughters, and they all hook you up.
And very large... she's got an impressive set of Sweeneys. Let's call it that way to be in the vernacular of the day.
Is that, like, in reference to Sydney Sweeney? Oh,
Yes.
we don't like her anymore. She's been knocked down the list. We'll talk about it.
Why? Because of the... Okay, look. Let's talk about the American Eagle thing as long as we're here.
Oh, no, she voted for Trump.
Oh, wait, she what?
Yeah. Registered Republican in July of last year.
Oh, okay, well, yeah, moving on. Fuck her.
Yeah. That's why they're like, oh, yeah, there might be some stuff that we've been overlooking with this lady.
Yeah.
Okay. Deadstream directors, who you love, the Winters.
What a fucking twat. Jesus.
They have a new movie based on Amityville. The Deadstream directors.
Oh, okay.
The Winters.
Yes,
you love
the Winters.
Deadstream.
Yeah,
So
sorry.
I put that on there.
You told me Sydney Sweeney voted for Trump, and I was...
Yeah. Real bummer.
Okay, let's get past it. Let's talk about the winter. You know who I bet did not vote for Trump? The fucking Winters. Let's talk about this Amityville movie they're doing.
I bet they did.
I
They were
won't-
just like, Trump's gonna be, or JD's gonna be so mad when he finds out.
I was... Like, how
You
are you a
guys-
20-something person in the early 21st century and you've... Jesus, fuck, Please continue, Michelle. I'm gonna take
Yes.
some medicine.
The 2015 Netflix movie Circle, which I rewatched because I love it, is getting a remake 10 years later. For those unfamiliar with Circle, it's one of those perfectly niche movies, much like Cube, where people just wake up and they're in a weird situation and they're trying to figure out how to get out of the weird situation and what are the rules and how are we going to escape this. And this, as the name implies, is a bunch of people standing in a circle. And they wake up and they're just standing there. And they're on a little lit up circle and they can't leave their circle. They can't touch other people or they get zapped and killed. So they're trying to figure out, like, how is it determined who gets killed. And one by one, after a certain given time, just people are dying. And so it's trying to figure out the rules of how they're determining who gets killed. How are these people related to one another? All sorts of things. And it's a really fun time trying to figure out, like, how is this going to end? Who's going to survive? There's both a kid and a pregnant woman there, and they've all determined that there's probably just going to be one survivor. So it turns into a whole thing of, are we going to let the child die or the pregnant woman die? And that's like a huge part of the conflict, and it's real fun. If you have not seen Circle, highly recommend it.
Why is that issue like particularly difficult to decide? Like, what's the significance of a child versus a pregnant woman?
They feel the worst about either of those people dying, but they know that at one point they're going to have to choose which one of them lives.
I mean, obviously the child.
You'd kill the child, not the pregnant lady?
No, the child lives.
Oh,
you said
okay.
They have to decide who lives and who doesn't. And
Yes.
I said, obviously,
Yeah.
The child lives, obviously.
Well, I said lives and who doesn't, so it could have been the child doesn't.
Well, that's fair. Well, no, obviously the child lives.
Yeah, you would think, but they get into a fight about it because they're like, well, the other lady is two people.
No, she's not.
I know. Well, we don't have to get into that.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. I would probably save the kid too, but that's because she's crying and it just broke my heart. The pregnant woman's crying, but like that's a grown-ass woman crying. I don't care. Like the kid crying was very sad. Next, probably not sad. There's a Paranormal Activity play coming. It's debuting in London. I don't know where the fuck it's going to be in the US, but like if they do this right, that could be a really good play.
Good.
Because a lot of that movie is done from the perspective of a stationary camera. If they can get like pulling people across the room,
it's all going to be in the production. Yeah, it's all going to be in the effects and how they do it.
Exactly.
But no,
and they could really do that, and that would be way scarier. Being like, these people are possessed.
Dude, are you kidding?
In front of me.
I'm like, no, it's an idea I never would have thought, but the instant you said it, I was just like, oh damn.
Yeah.
Like that could be real good.
Yeah. I'm real excited about that. I don't know when it will be available to come to me, but I also thought there would never be a chance that I would be seeing Saw the Musical, and I get to see that in 2 weeks. So, I guess dreams do come true.
Get to, she says.
I just got our hotel room. We are 4 blocks away, so we can all walk to the venue, and I'm real happy about that.
You're not going to the one here in town?
No, we already had tickets to the Sioux Falls one before they announced Fargo.
Oh, okay.
So we're doing a girls' trip. Jenna, Tristan, and I are going to Sioux Falls.
I was like, you got a hotel to see the musical that's like 5 minutes from your house?
Yes, I did. I was debating going to both, but I want to do my girls' weekend. So we'll
stoked that Evil Dead the musical is being done here later this year by one of our high school crews. The Fargo North High School Theater, I think, isn't that who's doing it?
Yes.
One of the, anyway.
I know it's one of the high school groups, but I don't remember.
Yeah, but they assure us that only the language has been changed. It will have all of the good splattery good times. I'm stoked on that.
So fun.
Now
we need Scream the Musical. I really need Scream the Musical.
It would be cool, but I've said it in other places, and I'd be remiss if I didn't say it here. All of a sudden we got Saw the Musical and Evil Dead the Musical coming to Fargo, and I just want to point out that Chainsaws Were Singing played at Dark Day of Horror Film Festival, presented by your good folks here at We Watch Shudder, before any of those things ever happened. We are pioneers, Michelle. Fucking ears.
I love pie. Delicious.
I like pie too.
And beans. Then my last bit of news is for you. Kier-La Janice makes narrative debut on Algernon Blackwood adaptation, The Occupant of the Room.
Yeah, I haven't heard a lot about it, but I'm definitely curious to see how she plays as a standard feature director. Obviously, as a scholar, just fantastic. Her book, How Psychotic Women, is incredible, as both a memoir and a study of film. That documentary that she did for Severin, Woodlands Dark and Days Bewitched, is amazing. I think she works on the curation team at Severin as well, like helping them select the films that they ultimately choose and distribute. Yeah, I'd be very... Now, here's the other thing, though, and just, and you have to be totally fair. Sometimes academics and scholars try to cross over into the creative side, and they fall flat on their faces. And so while I'm very hopeful, like, she definitely obviously has the knowledge and experience to pull it off, it's I don't know. I'm cautiously optimistic, I think, is what I would say about it. I'm very excited to see how that one plays out.
I'm cautiously optimistic about everything.
I am.
And then I'm often disappointed.
I am definitely not optimistic about everything. But I will tell you this, I am cautiously optimistic about everything I am optimistic about.
Fair. It's good to be guarded. Well, should we get into the horror in the after times, aka new horror, aka things post-COVID?
Can I do a quick horror news thing?
Oh, you have a horror news thing? Yes.
Well, just sort of. I mean, I wanted to say that if you haven't heard, Mother of Flies from the Addams Family was chosen for the Cheval Noir Award at Fantasia this year. That's like the top prize at Fantasia. First time ever that a non-Canadian film, I believe, has won the Cheval Noir. It's like with the intention, like the film was just written up in fucking Variety. They've always, for the last several years, they've had the attention of the horror world. But it's looking very much like this might be or could be the movie that finally gets the Addams Family a little bit closer look from like that next level. And I couldn't possibly be more excited. All of the early reviews coming out of Fantasia, I haven't seen a single bad word about it. But congratulations to them for winning that prize. We'll, of course, be bringing it to Fargo as soon as Yellow Veil gives us an opportunity to do that. It's going to be coming to Shudder next year. Shudder bought it before it ever even premiered. Big things for those guys in that movie, and I couldn't be more excited about it. Congratulations to them for winning that Cheval.
I'm both happy and sad because I love the Addams Family. We had the honor of meeting them. We've talked to them on social media several times. They're just so nice, but they're going to get so famous, and we will never have access to them ever again. And they deserve it, though. So I'm like, I'm happy for you, but sad for me.
Yeah. It's just... they're
so talented.
I don't know.
Good people.
In a lot of ways, it feels so silly, but it is nice, even in my 40s now, to know that, like, I still have the sensibility to catch on to something rad, and maybe not, like, in the first wave, like, at the very earliest, but, like, I can still at least smell it coming before most people can, and that feels pretty good.
What a weird phrase. I mean, it makes sense, but I just don't think anything good. Like, I smelled it coming before.
Oh yeah,
I can't think of anything good.
I don't know why most people would say see it coming or hear it coming, that sort of thing.
Smell it coming.
It's
oh God.
Like I don't know why I started. Something I started saying.
Unless it's them beans. If I smell those beans coming.
Oh, I can smell it in the air. Maybe that's
really
what it was. I could smell the storm
yeah.
coming, but...
now I want beans. Okay, new horror?
New horrors, yes. New horrors.
David Cronenberg's The Shrouds was released on streaming. I put it on the list.
Where is it available?
It's available for rent on, like, everything. Okay. Yeah, so nothing
VOD.
For free. Yeah, so it's out there, it's available. It's not bad. I just feel like David Cronenberg has such big shoes to fill, and those shoes are his own. Yep. So when he doesn't, it's just like this doesn't feel like one of your movies.
Yeah, and
he has such big shoes to fill.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I feel like there's a certain school of people who I think just sort of kind of just default into, oh, it's a Cronenberg movie, of course it was good. Like I think there's a lot of stuff. I'll say this: there are a lot of films he has done that are as well regarded as a lot of his other movies that I don't think are like, especially in the later part of his career. Like, I liked History of Violence. I didn't think the one right after History of Violence with the bathhouse thing, Eastern Promises. I wasn't terribly thrilled with that. I don't know, but I love the Cronenberg stuff. I love, but I am not like the big devotee that a lot of people are. And what I'm ultimately getting at is I'm real like Crimes of the Future. I thought was super overrated. Overrated. I don't want to use that word. I didn't enjoy it as much as a lot of people, and sometimes I do wonder if he gets by on his reputation a little bit too much. But
Crimes of the Future, great fucking movie. I love that movie.
But you, so Shrouds for you was just kind of so-so?
Yeah, I think that if I had watched it and it wasn't a David Cronenberg film, I would have been like, okay, and then like moved on and never talked about it. And that's just a bummer, because I also am not a huge David Cronenberg fan, meaning that I really didn't watch his stuff until we started this podcast, and you told me how much some of his stuff is really good. And then I went back and I watched a lot of it, and I watched Crimes of the Future, and I laughed my ass off because you were disappointed, and I loved it. And I was like, but this is your thing. What do you mean you don't like the oral sex on the mouse scar scene? Out of context, that's how we're describing that as. And so I'm fairly new. I do like what his children are doing. I think his children are doing some cool stuff, but like
Possessor was
this
rad.
One, yeah. And that Humane.
Yep.
Humane by the daughter, real good. But yeah, this one it was forgettable, and that's just a bummer. I would prefer if it was like shocking to the point where I didn't like it for that reason, or like that was so stupid, why did they do that? Like, I'd prefer to have a strong reaction. This was at least like a kind of unique story, but overall it was just a lot of dialogue about a thing that's happening and very little like show me the interesting stuff and the implications of this.
Yeah, and so, I mean I'll definitely see it because the stuff of Cronenberg's I've seen that I've liked enough that it's like, you know, there's always a chance that he's gonna hit another one, and when he does, I'm gonna love it. So he's earned that. But
this one feels very divisive based on the reviews, where people love it or they hate it. It's not. I'm in the middle, but it seems like the people who felt passionate enough to write reviews online are very divided on it.
And for the record, Michelle, I enjoyed a lot of Crimes of the Future, like from just a strictly like it's a Cronenberg movie, right? Like I'm not against like oral sex on like scar tissue or whatever was going on there. In theory, I just want it to have a good, like I want it to fit the story, you know.
I love the story. I've seen that movie multiple times.
I was just trying to sound like a pretentious snob.
No, that's fair. I refuse to accept your bait, though. I loved it.
I know. I tried to do a thing and I failed. I'm a goddamn failure. Just tell me how terrible I am, Michelle.
Wow. Should we go back to therapy?
No.
Should we give it another half hour?
Please, God, no.
My next movie, this was actually one that I said in June I was looking forward to checking out, and I did. And oh my God, it's so good, and I need so many more people to see it. Else. It is a French film, if I'm recalling. I think it was done in French, but I also saw it at the beginning of the month. It came out early in July. I rented it. It is fantastic. and weird. If you didn't hear me talk about it in July, you can look at the IMDb page and just see some of the graphics. But essentially, there's this disease, plague, virus. We don't know what it is exactly. But from the very beginning of the movie, we start learning that there's something spreading throughout communities that causes you to merge with your surroundings. And so, like, people melting into walls, for example, would be like a very basic way of explaining it. And like your skin's all weird. And this movie lived up to what that premise sounds like it could become. For some, it might be a little too pretentious. I will admit that. I didn't think so, but I definitely could see that complaint of, like, it took itself too seriously. Graphics
I mean, it's French,
and the effects,
isn't it?
Yeah. It's way funnier than I thought it was going to be. It's very funny. But about 25 minutes into it, I went, I need to pause because I'm trying to eat my supper and I can't. And the thing is, it wasn't even, like, gross yet. The sound of this movie got to me so much. It does that really good thing of, like, taking something benign, like what's his face eating shrimp in The Substance, how that was like the worst, grossest part of that movie.
Yeah.
It does that. It does that of, like, the sound and, like, really close up, like, just, it makes everything seem gross. And then stuff gets weird. It gets really weird. And I love the effects and what happens to the environment and how they are dealing with what's happening to the environment. And I am looking forward to giving this a second watch in August. And I will definitely be buying it. It is everything that I had hoped it would be. And I hadn't watched the trailer. I'd only heard some stuff about it from a couple festivals it was at, and I had seen some graphics here and there, and all the images look so different that I'm like, how are these coming from the same movie? And they do. It's just really great at, like, changing the world bit by bit until it's this extremely different thing, and really, really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I remember when you mentioned that in the previous episode. I believe I thought for a minute you were talking about Together.
Yes. Yep. Nope. This is a completely different merging with stuff movie.
Right, but I mean, you had me at body horror, so I'm definitely looking forward to seeing that one as soon as I get an opportunity.
It's real great. My next movie, I just do you ever watch a movie so bad that you're happy that you watched it because you just, like, want to admire how bad it was? Because I watched one called A Breed Apart. And let me tell you, they have to fuck up really badly to take the concept of Jurassic Park but with dogs and ruin it. It stars the two girls from Fall, and I love Fall, and that's why I watched it. But it's essentially influencers, so, like, the most annoying characters that you can put in a movie. There's very few times, even Deadstream, which we just mentioned, is a very well-beloved film, and I can't handle the influencer guy, and that's why I didn't like it. You take an influencer with their personality, and they take a bunch of different influencers, and they put them on an island where there are dogs that are genetically modified, I guess, and they just attack everybody, and oh no, the dogs get out, and it is very clearly, like, kind of a parody on Jurassic Park, but the graphics of the dogs, like, I don't think a real dog was involved in any part of this movie, and I don't think the people who made it know what dogs look like, because it's real wacky the way that these dogs be dogging. And so, like, A Breed Apart seems to be very universally hated. And that was partially why I watched it, because I was like, how did the girls from Fall do something that I won't like? And they did it. A Breed Apart.
I just pulled up the IMDb for it here, and it definitely, like, from the promotional image, it definitely looks like a what's the nice? It looks like a late 90s, early 2000s made for the Sci-Fi Channel kind of vibe.
Yeah, like, look at on the IMDb page. It has a 2.6 out of 10, by the way. That is even by, like, unliked movie
Jesus,
standards.
Hayden Panettiere is in this?
Yeah. They very rarely go below a 3. And so I was like, yeah, Hayden's on the poster, but she's very barely in here. So they definitely were writing on that.
They got her for a day.
They had her for a couple days. She is like an important story element, but she's not actually there very much. But like even the image of the dog on the IMDb page, like that's not what dogs look like. It's a good attempt. Like if I was drawing a dog from memory, it would probably be something like that. But none of the dogs look like dogs.
That's
and all of the action, it's clear that they didn't know how to animate the dogs. So you'll see like a tail go by really fast as somebody's getting attacked, and like everything is so fast that you can't even tell what's happening because they didn't know how to animate these fucking dogs.
Oh yeah, they got a picture on here of like a group of running dogs. Yeah. Some of them look like they're covered in blood, and not a one of them looks like a real dog.
Exactly. That's why I'm like, Jurassic Park, but with dogs and starring the girls from Fall. Oh, awesome. I'm in. Everybody says it's bad, but clearly they're wrong, and I'm going to love it. Oh, no.
Okay, please tell me I don't have to pay to see this.
You do.
Well, then I won't.
I paid $6.
I'll wait till it's free somewhere.
Yeah, it'll definitely be at Tubi at some point.
Of course. Everything makes it to Tubi eventually.
Yes, everything becomes a Tubi. My next thing, the rest of the things on my list I like, but just to read apart, like usually if I don't like a movie, I just don't have to talk about it because I'm like, well, I don't have a lot to say. But this one is just, how did you mess up Jurassic Park with dogs? And I think it's mostly comes down to they didn't know how to animate the dogs, and they did a very dog-centric movie without learning that. And that's a crazy choice. Oh. Yes, woof woof. The Ugly Stepsister, woof woof. The next movie I think you would really like, and I really enjoyed it, but Opus from 2025.
I just put it on my HBO list.
Yes. So John Malkovich is a retired musician who comes out of retirement, however that works. Essentially, he's just like, hey, I made more music and I want to tell the world, so I'm going to invite a group of people out to celebrate with me. And you're learning about this weird rich guy's eccentric lifestyle. And it hit the exact same notes that I have not had hit since The Menu, of just like bizarre rich people shit and just being an outsider being like, what are you doing? What is this? And we're seeing it through the perspective of Io Edebir.
It's Sid from The Bear.
Yeah. I feel bad because I know how to spell her name. I cannot pronounce it. And every time I go to look it up on Google, it's a different pronunciation. But I heard her say it once and I've forgotten how she did it. Anyway, her main character, fantastic. She is great. I need to learn her name because she's going to be super famous and deserves it. But she plays Ariel, who is this young journalist who gets brought along to cover this story. So she's very brand new to the world, just like we are, and we are experiencing it as she's experiencing it. So all of her what the fuck is the stuff that we're experiencing as viewers. And it's just really well done and super duper weird, and I very much enjoyed it.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing that one. It's on my HBO list. I also just put that new Final Destination Bloodlines on that list.
So fucking good.
I still haven't had a chance to get to the woman. Man, the list of things from the year that I still need to get caught up on is already long enough, and there's so much other stuff coming, even just in August, like you mentioned. There's half of these fucking movies I'm not going to be able to see right away. God damn it. There's so much. I mean, this is the problem to have, right? Obviously, is there's just too much good shit, but
you gotta consume 60 pieces of media every month, or you don't stay on top of it.
I don't.
I have a very detailed system to figure out what I'm watching.
I ran the numbers, and as of right now, I am on pace to watch 130 movies for the first time this year.
Good.
Yeah.
That was my Spooktober number.
Fuck you. Now,
it's just very funny to me.
That's also
like how
just
much
the
I
stuff
consume.
that I've seen for the first time. I'm also watching stuff that I've seen before, and that's just movies. I'm watching TV shows and stuff. They're not on this list. But they're also not horror things. I don't watch a lot of horror TV.
You got a lot of stuff to watch before the best of 2025.
Right now, I believe I have about 8 or 9 titles that I need to get caught up on, and it's only gonna get longer. Anyway, let's. What other stuff do you have from the Before Times horror?
Next is
Or the
Swallowed.
After Times horror.
Or After Times. Swallowed, which is a film that has been on my list for a very long time. It has, oh my god, why did I just blank on Jenna Malone's name for a second? See, I'm so bad at remembering things. But I saw Jenna Malone's name, and so I went, yes, I will absolutely have to see this. It is about a guy who is moving away from his city to become a gay male porn star. All very important, especially with the name Swallowed, you can imagine. And this is his final night in town, and he's saying goodbye to his best friend, and he gets roped into a drug smuggling situation. And so now his night becomes very strange very quickly, and this is not some sort of crime thriller. I did not know what it was. Unfortunately, part of the IMDb description you should not read because it gives away a huge thing, and I wish it didn't do that, so don't read the IMDb description. But I expected like crime thriller drama, which is why I kept just shoving it further down the list, but no, it's super strange. And when the opening credits were rolling, I saw Mark Patton's name, and I went, oh, I didn't realize he was attached to this. He winds up being the best part of the film, and I can't get into it without spoiling anything. I can't say anything about his character, but I will say that his performance is what really stuck with me. The story was already like crazy.
I knew that name. That's the Nightmare on Elm Street
Queen.
2 guy. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So Mark Patton, I was like, oh, that's cool that he got a big role, and his character is so nuanced and has a lot of elements to it, and to what he does, and fantastic.
Yeah, Swallowed, I don't remember which one of my services it's on, but it's in my watch list on one of my services. I did have to double check quickly because there's another movie that's just called Swallow that I also have been meaning to see for a while, so I wasn't sure which one you were talking about. That one stars what's her name?
Oh, that's a good one too. Haley
Bennett, about a lady who compulsively swallows things.
You're gonna really like that one.
Yeah,
too. You got so many things.
I get it. Yeah, and I have those. They've both been on my list, and I can never remember which one is the one and which one is the other one. But now I think I'll
super
remember.
Different.
Yeah, definitely entirely different
star.
movies. Yeah, I was like, which one is the gay porn star and which one is the lady who swallows push pins?
Yeah, very different movies. My next thing I'm excited to say is a movie that you saw ages ago and absolutely loved, and I finally rented it.
Was it Cannibal Mukbang?
Cannibal Mukbang. It was Cannibal Mukbang.
What'd you think?
It was one of those where, like, you hyped it up so much that I had to give it time to go into it, and like I still had this pressure of like, JD loves this, he's gonna talk to you about it. Like, if you don't like it, you can't ever tell him you watched it. You can't ever mention it to anybody. This was one that you saw at an indie film festival, and I'm amazed because this is not an indie level production.
I was supposed to see it at the Chicago Horror Film Festival in May last year, but they ended up having some issues that, like, the thing was already booked to the brim as it was. So the instant any kind of issues happened, they were not going to have time to do everything. Ultimately, it got bumped, and I wasn't even able to see it at the festival. I had to see it through, like, they had, like, one of those digital streaming options with the festival afterward that a lot of them are doing now.
Yes.
So that's when I got to see it. But, yes, I fucking adore this movie.
I feel unfulfilled by the ending, but I also feel like that's deliberate. And so I'm feeling conflicted because it did some things that I'm like, oh, but I know this is not a fulfilling ending in the way that I, like, any of the options that I thought it was going to go with, it didn't. And then I was just kind of like feeling empty after it was done, which is funny when it's a movie about eating. But I thought, like, this was very high quality.
Oh, yeah.
And amazed by what they did.
Amy, I forget her last name. The lady
The
who
redhead?
the lady who wrote and directed this film. She was she's also a producer on Black-Eyed Susan. Yeah. She I saw it when because it finally got released to VOD earlier this year. I watched it again when it did. It will very, very likely make, because I had originally put it on my top 5 at the halfway point for last year, but then I decided since it was still not publicly available, I wasn't going to evaluate it at all, but it's probably going to make my top 10 this year, or maybe get an honorable mention.
Let's be real. Part of that score is because Ash is real pretty.
Oh, she's an adorable, like, petite redhead lady. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But
when I saw her pop up on screen, I immediately went,
yeah.
But it's also very
it's a good
that
movie.
Hooks in.
Yeah.
It's a good
Okay, Michelle, we got to pause for just a minute. My dog is losing his mind. I'll be back in 2 seconds.
Did he learn there was a cute redhead in a movie?
I
got real excited.
I will reach through this and slap you. You're so mean to me.
Riley has a type.
He's got to go potty. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Frickin' dog didn't even have to go potty. Are you still there, Michelle?
Yeah, I was trying to think of something to say. It was going to be along the lines of, I like to trick my husband that way too. But I knew I could do better. Like, I stand at his office door and I bark at him so they can take me out to go potty, and I don't really need to go. I just want to chase squirrels.
Yeah, well, no, we didn't even go outside. I went out and grabbed his leash to hook it onto his harness to take him outside, and he just ran away and laid down in Mom's room. Just literally pissed off that I'm in here trying to record a podcast and not paying attention to him. This little shit. So anyway, yes, obviously a selling point for me personally on Cannibal Mukbang is
a selling point for me. I ain't judging.
Adorable little redhead lady, but also I thought there was genuine chemistry between the two leads. Like, there's always that backdrop element, of course, of, yeah, but when's the other shoe gonna drop, right? And the character recognizes that as well in the movie, right? Like, he has all this anxiety over it because, wait a minute, this, which just that idea in itself is obviously, indicative of some problematic social things, but it is what it is. It's not a perfect movie by any means, but I loved it. I thought it was super, super fun. I'm glad you finally got to see it.
I was really taken with Mark. He's a socially awkward, weird guy who meets a pretty lady and can't help himself.
Yeah.
I love that. I thought he was so endearing. And then Ash, of course, is a very compelling person. Not just like she's obviously attractive, but like she's charismatic and funny, and like she's one of those seductive without trying to be seductive. Like, she's just naturally like that.
I mean, as long as we're talking about it a little bit here, I think one of the best things about it is, like, we've all seen enough movies, and especially horror movies, and that we've been trained to expect certain things, right? So as experienced viewers, I think anybody who watches this movie is just naturally gonna have, again, like I mentioned, that sort of like, okay, yeah, but when's the other shoe gonna drop? But at the same time, I thought she did a really successful job of making you believe that idea of like, oh, like this might be an actual situation of where, like, she went in playing a game and it didn't end up that way. Like, she does a believable job, a compelling job of making you believe she might actually be into this dude. And I thought it was just really a really well acted film and a well written film, which is ultimately what made it so. That's what gets me, right? That and petite redhead ladies.
I like when a movie is good. That's what gets me. You're like, I like when a movie has good acting and directing and editing.
I like when a movie is good. Yeah, that's what I like.
When a movie is
well,
good.
and this is a good one.
Yeah.
Cannibal
Speaking
Mukbang.
of,
See it. It's on VOD.
my last good movie, this is a perfect horror movie for me, I got to see Together. But you know what? JD hasn't seen it yet. And listener, this is an announcement. I have a little side project, and if you want to know how I feel about Together, you can go listen to that when it comes out. Jenna, beloved friend of the podcast, Jenna who never watches the movie Jenna, watched the movie with me. We watched together, and then we explained it to her sister Sarah and our friend Frisky. And they do not like this kind of thing, and I had a real good time making that, and I'm looking forward to... God, Frisky had a stuffed animal that she was biting into just hearing us explain this stuff, and it's everything that I want it to be. So I've got a little side project, and you can listen to that episode called Don't Make Me Watch Together.
Yeah, it's...
We watch Shudder Presents Don't Make Me Watch.
I'm very much looking forward to it. I have absolutely nothing to do with it, completely hands off for no other reason than, well, I mean, ultimately because I don't need to have fucking anything to do with it. They know exactly what they're doing. But I'm excited to be able to come into it just like as a fan, right? Like just as a listener who doesn't have, I wasn't there when it was recorded. I'll be honest with you. I do it at times for various different reasons. Sometimes I want to go back and listen to thoughts that I had about a movie because I'm watching it again and I want to kind of recenter my analysis a little bit or whatever. But I hate listening to recordings of things that I've already said because I said them. I know more or less what I said. But I'm real excited to be able to hear, ultimately to hear Frisky and
Sarah.
Scream. God, I can't even remember people's names. Yeah, I'm definitely excited for it. Michelle sent me a message. She was like, "Hey, we want to do this thing. This is what we're thinking about doing. This is what we're thinking about calling it. Do you have any problem with that?" And I was just in my head. I was like, "Why would I have a problem with that? No, fucking do it."
Sweet. And now that the first project isn't happening, it was going to be Jenna, Sarah, and I doing a book club. But trying to get those ladies to agree to read a book a month was harder than trying to get a D&D group to meet regularly.
Ooh.
So this...
I think you could
which is great. Sarah's a DM, so she gets
yeah,
it.
I could see it as hard as. I don't know if anything could ever possibly be harder than organizing. There might, like I say, there might be things that are as hard, but I don't think anything is harder than organizing a D&D group.
I know that Sarah has a lot of D&D sessions that happen regularly and successfully. So at least in Sarah's standards, this was harder because it's been 7 months and we never recorded.
That's fair.
We never even agreed on a book because Jenna and I have different tastes.
Hey, you guys should all read this book, Cows.
Yeah, I did suggest that, and then we started learning what each of us do not like. Yeah. And we tried. It didn't happen, but I'm really excited because Sarah and Frisky don't have to watch anything. Jenna and I are going to watch these. And the best part is we don't tell the story right. So these are not sequential retellings, as we have learned. Because this started when Jenna and I trapped Frisky and Sarah in the hotel room on our nice girls' vacation. And we were like, you guys, we have to sit here for a half hour and tell you everything that happened in The Ugly Stepsister. And then we forgot elements, and then we're like, oh yeah, there's an important plot point from an hour ago that we're going to circle back and tell you about. Yeah, it's not in order. It's really great.
There are thousands, hundreds, if not thousands, of podcasts out there where people like take notes and write an outline and prepare. You can get preparation and professionalism fucking anywhere.
That's not what we're about.
That's not what we're about. No, fuck that. We're about living in the moment, DIY till we die, fucking punk podcast rock and roll.
It's real fun. Jenna and I are recording. Our audio waves went into the red many times because we just got very excited.
Nice.
So
yeah, I'm looking forward to it for sure.
Yeah. So that's my horror in the after times. I only have a few things on the horror in the before times, but I know you have an after time one.
I have 2 horror in the after times ones. Well, horror and horror adjacents. First one, I mentioned this one because I'm not sure if you've seen this or not. I finally got around to seeing a movie from a year or 2 ago called Double Blind. Have you seen this?
Is that the double blind study one?
Well, yes, Michelle.
Well, yeah,
Yes.
I mean, it's they don't know what they're taking and then they learn what they're taking.
Right.
Crazy. I just watched this for the first time in July.
Yeah, they're in like a
I also
study, and
just
then
watched
like
this.
it starts to mess with their sleep routines.
Yep.
Yeah.
I also realized asking if it's about the double blind. No, it's about 2 blind people. Like, what else could it be?
I was watching Double Blind. Is that the one about the Double Blind study? That was why I was like, what the? Did you really just ask that question?
I did.
No, I liked it. I wasn't totally blown away. A lot of it is well executed, but very well worn, like paranoia sort of situations here. They're not reinventing the wheel in any way, but good tension, well performed. I really enjoyed this. I like the idea of it, of like this. Well, I can't say too much about it because like so much of the plot is tied up in. It's one of those movies where you just can't say much of anything about it except like. Man, you gotta have a whole lot of trust to get into pharmaceutical research, is all I'm gonna say. Holy shit.
This wasn't a brand new concept, but it was done in a way that I enjoyed. And like you said, not reinventing the wheel, but done very well.
Yeah, I definitely recommend people see it. I on my Letterboxd list, I gave it 3.5 out of 5. Definitely, not reinventing the wheel, but solid, really well done. You'll have a good time with it.
Mm-hmm. I've been on my list for ages, so I'm just tickled pink that I happened to watch it the same month as you.
It's been on my list forever as well. So that's awesome.
What subliminal messaging was fed to both of us?
I don't know,
to tell us
man.
To go watch
I don't know, but it was maybe we were part of a double blind study. And then also I saw a movie that it's being distributed theatrically by Yellow Veil Pictures. It's called The Ice Tower, starring Marion Cotillard. This one is loosely horror adjacent. I would say it's definitely sort of plays in like a dark fantasy kind of territory. I don't think it would be wrong to say it's a similar atmosphere, if not necessarily a similar like rich production level of like a Guillermo del Toro, like Pan's Labyrinth, Shape of Water kind of vibe. Would you say kind of plays in that? Because you also watched it, Michelle.
I watched it.
Do you think that's an accurate way of kind of like just that sort of like darker sort of heightened reality? I don't even want to say it gets into fantasy territory, but just a very sort of like dark but heightened reality sort of fairy tale-ish experience. It's hard to explain.
It likes to play in the softness and the silence. It does a really good job of having those really soft moments say a lot. And that's the thing that I appreciate about it. JD looks confused.
No, I'm just wondering, like, where such astute, like that was fucking poetic, Michelle. It likes to...
That just came from my brain. It came from my brain space. The Double Blind movie.
The silence. No, it's like, you're not wrong. And like... Because some of the, the main character in the film is a younger person, I think stylistically it's presenting that idea of in our youth, so many things seem almost supernatural, right? They're a very heightened reality, and they can be charming in different ways. I really appreciated this movie because it deals with a certain subject matter and does so in a very clear, like, it's one of those movies where you spend a lot of the movie wondering, is this what I think it is? Is this not what I think it is? But then it definitely tells you one way or the other for sure what it is. And I appreciate a movie that doesn't stay in that ambiguity. I like that the movie said, no, this is what's happening. But also it played it in a way that is a very sensitive topic. Played it in a way that doesn't shy away. Like, no punches were pulled, but nothing was like exploitational, if that makes sense. Like, it's a very delicate scenario to be able to get the point across in a way that doesn't feel wrong, and I thought they got it very right. I know that's all very vague. It's I loved the film. I know Michelle wasn't quite as taken with it as I was, but that's...
It's not my style,
right,
but it was
right.
still done in a way that I appreciated
right,
it, and I didn't feel like I wasted my time. I'm just not like...
Right.
It's more of a drama fantasy,
yeah,
which is very rarely my thing.
I feel... Like, I almost feel weird even calling it horror adjacent. Because it's like, there's nothing horrifying. Well, I shouldn't say there's nothing horrifying in it, but... yeah, it's
not scary, but
right.
dark.
Yeah, but Marion Cotillard is predictably fucking brilliant in the film. The young lady Clara Pacini who plays alongside her, also incredible. I did not know that the lady who wrote and directed this film, Lucille, Hadzihalovich, it's an Eastern European name, I'm sure I destroyed it, apparently longtime partner of Gaspar Noé.
That makes sense. I was going to ask how he was an actor in this.
Yeah, that's her husband. So, and apparently she's been involved with, on some level, with the production of some of his films as well. I don't remember all the details, but yeah.
Fascinating. Because I really love his work, and I know that you do not. And so it's very funny to me to now learn that this movie that you really enjoyed and I did not was his spouse / partner.
Yeah.
That's very funny to me.
Yeah, it's very,
like, you're like, oh, this is good. And I'm like, no, I like his stuff.
And I think you and I also both know, Michelle, without saying too much, that a lot of my appreciation for and connection to this movie is 100% because of its themes and the things that it's talking about. I thought it took, again, a very troubling situation that a lot of other movies have, I think, used simply for shock value and did something a little bit more worthwhile, for sure.
Yeah.
And those are my only two after times horror, post-COVID horror, and horror adjacent things.
Super.
And I don't think I have anything else for any of the rest of the things. No, I have one thing for old horror, and that's it.
Okay. I have only two things for horror in the before times. One of them was, I had mentioned very briefly, I've been watching David Bruckner's stuff again. He doesn't have a huge catalog. I like when I can watch everything a person has done. Like, I appreciate that. Just make some good masterpieces every couple of years, please. And one of the ones that I rewatched was called The Signal. It's a movie from 2007, which is essentially like a signal sound that goes out and turns people into rage monsters. And it's told in 3 different parts, which are all written and directed by different people. One of those was David Bruckner. He does the first segment, I believe. I would have to go confirm. And then the second part of this film becomes a wacky, dark comedy of this woman trying to throw a dinner party with all of this bullshit going on outside and just very stressed about her dinner party. And I was thrilled because I have been trying to remember what movie this scene came from, because it's one that pops into my head often because it's so weird and it's so uncomfortable, and I've been trying to figure out what the fuck this movie is, and I was thrilled when I just happened to be watching David Bruckner films and came across this thing that he didn't even make. He didn't do the second segment, and got to figure out finally what the fuck this movie that I saw probably back in like 2007, 2008. And it's one of those things where I'm like, is that reality or was that like a nightmare I had that stuck with me? Because it's so fucking weird that I thought maybe it was a thing I dreamt about, but no, it's real. So you can go check out The Signal, which is the first and the third parts, very dark horror, strictly horror, no laughs, no yuck 'em ups. The middle part, so fucking upsetting and hilarious. And it's just like somebody casually beating another person to death and then going to a party. Like that kind of tone of just like the what the fuck is going on. It's very reminiscent of The Crazies, which I also very much love. I just like things making people go nuts, and just like the sadness, The Signal, The Crazies, like anything that's and then people losing their shit and murdering each other, I'm down. So this, like, I'm just thrilled. I think this is worth watching just for the second part alone. I love the second segment of this film, and despite being 3 completely different segments written and directed by different people, I think it manages to be very cohesive. It just takes a very funny break in the middle, but that also lets me become acclimated with what's happening and the violence of it, I think, in a much better way than if this was just like strictly serious, like here's what's happening. Adding that levity to it, just when we go back to being just dark, then it hit me harder because I'd just been laughing and now I'm very upset.
Now I gotta movie. Fucking add that to it. God damn it, my lists never stop, Michelle. They just keep getting longer.
Oh, you haven't seen The Signal?
Longer, not that I'm aware of, no.
Yeah. I hope you start watching it and then you get to that second segment and you're like, this wasn't a dream I had. And you get the same reaction I did.
I definitely have had moments where I'm just like, oh yeah, I did see this at some point. I don't remember when, but
I've watched The Void so many times without realizing I've seen The Void. Now I know, because now I'm a big Steven Kostansky fan. But there were so many times where I was like, it's movie night. And my husband's like, we've seen this. I was like, absolutely not. And that's happened. I saw The Void once for the first time, and then I watched it twice more while trying to convince my husband we had never seen it. Yeah, and this happened within the span of 2 years.
Yeah, but you, at the very least, like, you have a TBI.
Yeah. I have a memory disorder, but the problem is that I didn't believe him when he tried insisting, no, we've seen this.
Okay, fair.
So I made him watch The Void 2 more times. Yeah. But he did it. That's love.
If you have a TBI, maybe take your husband's word for it that you've seen this. Yeah. But although, to be fair, movies, he could start using that against you. He could just be like, no, I don't want to watch this. Just be like, no, we saw this already.
It wouldn't have worked when I made him watch Cats, but I wish that he had saved me.
The one with the buttholes?
No, they never released the butthole cut. It's very controversial.
They never released the butthole cut.
There's a cut of Cats.
I know.
That has the buttholes.
I'm talking about just that as like an out of context
quote. They
never
released the buttholes.
They never released the butthole cut. Like, people would be like, "What the fuck is that?" Like, just on a T-shirt, it just says they never. Speaking of which, by the way, I know this is a complete manic fucking left turn, but I had a thought today, and at some point, when I've got like some extra dollars kicking around now that I have a job again. I'm going to get myself a custom T-shirt made, and it's going to have text on both the front and the back. And on the front, it's going to say, "The Evil Dead is not a comedy." And on the back, it's going to say, "Evil Dead 2 is not a remake." And I'm just going to wear it all the time, everywhere.
And you're going to get into so many debates with people. And
I'm not. For you. I am absolutely not. Because people are going to try. People are going to try and debate me, and I'm just going to be like, shut the fuck up. I know what I'm talking about, and you don't.
They're going to be like, sir, can you please just pay for your burgers?
Like, yeah, sir, this is a fucking Wendy's. Could we just... Jesus.
Please leave. You're just sitting there ranting, and like the line is getting longer and longer. Like, this person doesn't understand what they have done. A whopper of a tale.
And then I'll get a whole bunch of like business cards printed and the business card will just say, yes, I suppose like in very like detailed text, it'll say, yes, technically, if you want to argue that the first 7 minutes of Evil Dead 2 are in fact a remake, I can see the point you are trying to make, but from that moment on, the entire remainder of the film is a sequel. And because inevitably they're going to start trying to think they can out-argue you with their like, yeah, well, actually, and I'm like, motherfucker, I am the king of well, actually, here's my card.
You should have a QR code that goes to a blog. You explaining all the things that you want to say to them in that moment, but don't want to hold up the line.
Yeah.
It could even be a video of you ranting directly at them, being like, if you've gotten this card, you have irritated me. Let me explain.
If you're watching this video, you're a fucking idiot.
Put it on YouTube. Let the comments remain open.
Oh, God.
I dare you.
Sorry for
my
the
only
tangent.
other thing for horror in the before times, I thought this was an Eli Roth film, and that's what kicked off my Eli Roth marathon. And then I found out it wasn't even an Eli Roth film, The Ruins from 2008.
That's a Eli Roth Presents, isn't it?
Yes, but he did not write or direct. And
Right.
I was thrilled to find out that in my pattern of things that I wound up watching, so I thought I was on Eli Roth kick. I was. But this did not fall into that. But then when I went to look up the guy, he did Swallowed, the movie I was just talking about. So I watched The Ruins, I watched a bunch of other stuff, I watched Swallowed, and then I went to add everything to my list, which is like, I have like my list of things I've watched, and once a week I try to go through and I add comments to each of them because it teaches me a little bit better about how to say like I enjoyed something rather than just being like, it was good. I have a really hard time. I'm like, I love that. I don't know why. I like the blood part. So it's like an exercise for myself. So I went to do The Ruins, and when I pulled up the IMDb page, I was like, this is not Eli Roth. This is director Carter Smith and writer Scott B. Smith. Are they related? No fucking clue, because Smith is the most common name, literally. Like Johnson, Anderson, Smith. They could be related. I'm not going to look. But that guy, I happened to watch Swallowed, which was the same director, and I also loved that. And he did another movie starring Kyle Gallner called The Passenger I really like.
Oh, that's been in my fucking Hulu queue for fucking ever, because Kyle Gallner is the shit.
Yes, so watch The Passenger and Swallowed. They're both
those are the same guy? Oh, Jesus. And The Ruins?
And The Ruins.
Okay, well, I guess I got more fucking... God, the lists just never end.
I know. And his list of things that he has done is not very long. So again, I'm probably going to watch everything that he did. It's a lot of shorts. And I'm going to skip the Keith Urban music videos, but I am going to watch the S Club 7 music video he did in 2000. And he did one Into the Dark as well. I didn't actually look up which one was his. If I'm not getting my people mixed up, it could have been the 4th of July Independence Immigrant Story, but I would have to confirm. I remember reading about that one earlier this month, and that could have been the reason why. But anyway, just a great trilogy to have your name on. The Ruins, Swallowed, and The Passenger. Like, great. The Ruins, if you haven't seen it, it's 2008. 17-year-old movie. Go watch it. It's a bunch of tourists go to South America or Central America, and they want to go see a bunch of ruins. So they venture to where the ruins are, and they step on the ruins, and the local people get real mad about that. So now they're stuck on like an Aztec or Incan ruin, trying to figure out how they're going to get off, and they start realizing why they were not supposed to be here. And it gets so fucking gross. There was a scene that I used to not be able to watch, but now I'm less of a scaredy cat, and I can watch it. I'm a big kid, and I can do it now, and I'm real proud of myself. Joe Anderson also plays a German. German accents are one of my favorite. Christoph Waltz, super dreamy. I rewatching Glorious Bastards because of Christoph Waltz. But Joe Anderson playing a German guy, yes, please. Bad stuff happens to him that's so ungodly that I can't even look. Sign me up. German handsome man getting brutalized? Yes, please. So anyway, The Ruins, I still love it, and I'm happy that I can watch certain parts of it now. I've adapted and become desensitized in a way that's probably concerning.
Yeah, you know.
Great fucking movie.
Right on.
So gross. Also I got 3 squelching subtitle screenshots from it.
Nice.
So another benefit of rewatching it. That's it for my horror in the before times. You said you had one or
just
none?
one. Yeah, I finally, after way too long, I finally got around to seeing the 1967 Jack Hill Code era horror film. I think it's Code era. I don't know. It's a 1967 exploitation horror film called Spider Baby, or The Maddest Story Ever Told.
We get a remake this year.
It's the remake's already out, isn't it?
Oh, I have not been able to find it anywhere, so I thought it was just festivals.
Oh, maybe that's...
It's possible it's
maybe
out and
that's
just
what
not.
it is. Yeah, I knew there was a remake, yeah, but... yeah, saw the original because, interestingly enough, it attaches to a story that I'm going to tell later on in the episode about somebody named Ben Living. He's a musician. We'll talk about it later. But I finally got around to seeing Spider Baby, and that movie is actually really fucking good. And, like, don't get me wrong, it's a 1960s B exploitation horror movie, right? You know, it's, you can definitely see or imagine how, like, for 1967, this movie was really edgy and pushing the envelope for a lot of people, but it's the most tame shit ever. But also, like, you can feel in it that, like, frankly, if Rob Zombie is gonna remake old horror movies, fucking leave Halloween alone. Give me Rob Zombie's Spider Baby. Right? Because, like, this is a movie when I'm watching it, I'm like, as it is, being made in 67 as a low-budget movie, you know, it's dancing around certain things. It's very, there's no gore. There's very little, like, everything is implied. A lot of just this stuff. But you can also, if you're smart while you're watching it, you can just feel like, man, like, if this movie was made in a different time, when they were a little bit more, like, you could really dig into this. And so, yeah, I'm definitely curious to see how this remake goes. I don't know, like, I would love to see, like, this is a movie that I would like to see the very gritty, sort of aggressive Rob Zombie fucking Devil's Rejects type of remake of. And of course, this is, like, a movie that he's talked about plenty, like, characters in his movie, in Baby from
House of a Thousand Corpses.
From House of a Thousand Corpses, yeah. Also, Sid Haig is in Spider Baby, right? He's one of the main actors in the movie. But yeah, it's really good. And as long as you're able to, again, maintain that perspective of understanding that it's a product of its time, way better than I thought it was going to be. It was really enjoyable.
I never realized how much in common Rob Zombie films are with Spider Baby, but 100%. If he had made a film in 1967, it would be that.
Yeah, and, like, because, like, while you're watching it, it's like you can see that Jack Hill is, like, he's suggesting a whole lot of shit here. Like, a lot of stuff that he's very suggesting, but he knows he would never be able to do. Be allowed to do, or even have the budget and resources to pull off in a meaningful way. But it's just got that undercurrent of, like, man, in the right hands, this could be real fucking gross.
Jack Hill has not written anything since 1982, except for last year he wrote a short called The Terror. So I need to go figure out what took a 38-year hiatus.
Well, Jack Hill was one of the Roger Corman filmmakers. He's most well known for Spider Baby. He also uncredited, but he directed The Terror, famous like old Jack Nicholson was in it, and I think Boris Karloff. But he also is most known for.
That's probably his short story.
He's most well known for Coffee and Foxy Brown, the two Pam Grier breakout blaxploitation movies from the 70s. And again, although he is not credited, he is known to have written and directed a movie that I have talked about a lot in the last few years, a movie that I discovered in the pandemic times and have just become enamored of, a movie called Sorceress. Which is
Sorceress, not Seductress.
Yeah, is another movie much like Spider Baby, where I got the impression where I'm watching it, where I'm just like, the ideas here are real strong. And if this was if they had more time to develop the script and more budget to spend time, working on rehearsals and developing design, like if this wasn't just like a let's crank it out in 2 weeks B movie, like you could see that there are things there that it could have been. You can see what might have been had it been. It transcends its B movie limitations, and I think that is all Jack Hill. When you understand that he's the common thread between these movies. That guy, he's an 60s and 70s exploitation filmmaker who never got his due because of the kind of movies he made. He worked fast and cheap and just got the work done.
I don't think you processed what I actually said.
I probably didn't.
You were just so excited to tell me the entire life work of Jack Hill. My thing was just that, according to IMDb, the last thing he wrote, 1982, uncredited Sorceress. And then there's an entry for 2024 that he wrote a screenplay. So I just think it's funny that he went that long. But then you mentioned The Terror, and apparently he's credited because he did the original Terror. And this is a short based on that. And I'm just bummed out. I was hoping he was like, after 38 years, this is the work that the world needs to see. And that he came out of retirement after 38 fucking years. And I'm really disappointed to realize, like, no, he just wrote the original, so he gets the credit. Like, do you know how disappointing
I can tell you that I'm pretty sure I just recently became friends with Jack Hill on Facebook. Oh, Michelle, please tell me you're still there.
Oh no, JD froze.
Michelle?
I don't know if he can hear me, but I can't hear him.
Michelle?
Please tell me that his computer did not.
Oh, come on, don't do this.
If you can hear me, I can't hear you.
Are you still there? So everything's frozen up here. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope Michelle's still recording. I'm still recording. I'm going to try sending her a message here. Are you still there? He
definitely knows now.
Question mark?
Yep, there he goes. Okay, let's
try. No, the call ended. Let's see if she calls back. There's the call back. Hey.
Okay. I got worried that the laptop died again, so I was just sitting here waiting to see if you came back. I don't know what that blip was.
No, you just froze up, and I was saying something about something, and I don't remember what it was I was saying, so it doesn't even really matter. Just something about... Oh, I was saying that I don't remember specifically, but I'm pretty sure I either sent a request just to see... or I may have been approved to... No, I haven't been approved yet, but I have sent... I apparently have two mutual friends with Jack Hill, legendary Jack Hill, on Facebook. And so I'm trying to see if maybe I can make a connection with him, because I would like to send him a missive of love and also questions about Sorceress. Because seriously, guys, if you haven't seen fucking Sorceress, if you like 80s sword and sorcery movies, it's a fucking blast. But also, like, watch it with your eyes open and you realize, like, fuck, this could have been an A-level goddamn movie. I love it so much. Anyway.
I like to watch movies with my eyes closed. They're called audiobooks.
How much of this we got left, Michelle?
Not very much. I'm ready for non-horror. Are you?
I'm done. Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Dan to Dan, fucking great. Everybody told me I would love it. I didn't listen to them. I was wrong. My friend Tristan gave me, the one I'm going to go see, Saw the Musical in Sioux Falls. It's Sioux Falls, but Sioux Falls, South Dakota. She told me, you're gonna love it, but you gotta just really forgive it for the super horny first episode. And I went, I can handle first episodes being super horny. And then I started watching, and I was like, no, it is super horny. I get it. Okay, I see why she warns people. I thought it was great, but God, what a weird, horny beginning. There's an anime girl mostly undressed. It does set a tone, but it is hilarious. It is this girl who makes friends with a guy, and he loves ghosts and she loves aliens, so they try to convince the other one to get into the other person's interest, and then they just hop into a world of crazy paranormal circumstances. It is so fucking funny. The animation is great. The theme song, I could not shut the fuck up about it. It's very Japanese and very fast, and I did not do a good job of doing it, and I don't know all the lyrics, but I'm gonna learn. So I watched all of season 1, which I think is on Hulu, but it was on Crunchyroll. Fantastic fucking show. I get the hype because it is for people who like anime and like any element of horror, and also like laughing, and also like inappropriate humor, and like when there's an old lady demon screaming about how she's gonna take somebody's dick as she chases them down a hallway. Like, if that's your thing, I got the perfect thing for you. It's Dan to Dan. Season 2 is currently airing, so I haven't watched all of it. I only watched one episode. It was an accident. I meant to stop after season 1, but animes don't do a great job of telling you this is the finale. It just kind of goes into the next thing and there's a break. So I will be finishing it up. And there's also a movie that I don't think is available in America yet. It's only in Japan. But I have become a huge Dan to Dan fan. It's a great fucking show, and it's my favorite currently airing anime, and I loved getting to geek out about it. It's really fucking good. It's so funny, and the animation style is beautiful.
Have you ever seen the Samurai Pizza Cats?
No. I was really hoping you were going to say Samurai Jack or Samurai Champloo, because I could say yes. But Samurai Pizza Cats is unfamiliar.
Okay, well.
Samurai
Pizza Cats. It's a great show. Anyway,
I think you've mentioned this to me before.
Probably.
And I even told you that I had never heard of it, and now I'm lying because this looks familiar to me. I haven't seen it. I have a feeling that you talked to me about it.
I was about to say I'm not sure what made me think of Samurai Pizza Cats, but then I was like, no, I know exactly what made me think of Samurai Pizza Cats. Is you were talking about a show called Dan to Dan, and I started thinking I was gonna say something along the lines of I don't know nothing about it, no Dan to Dan, but I do like a Dan Dan noodles, and then I started thinking about food, and then I started thinking about Samurai Pizza Cats.
I understand the train of thought.
Yeah.
The train definitely goes off the rails and hits some people at the station, and there's definitely news coverage about it.
I don't know. I don't
understand.
I don't know that it so much goes off the rails as it's definitely not on the track it's supposed to be on.
Oh, that's fair. Like, and now the track is going through the station for no
There's
reason.
a switch that didn't get thrown somewhere, and now oh man.
Somebody fucked up the construction.
Yeah.
My other non-horror
Samurai
thing
Pizza Cats
is a documentary, but it's about a horror thing. Jaws at 50, the definitive inside story, is available for streaming, and it's really fucking good.
That's on HBO Max also, isn't it?
Something.
Yeah.
It's either that or Hulu. I don't recall. I have all the services.
Yeah,
Except Peacock. They were going to raise the price by $3 per month, and they can't justify that anymore. So buy Peacock.
I only have Peacock because I quit Peacock, and then they were like, come back to Peacock and we'll let you have it for $2 a month for 6 months. And I was like, okay.
Oh, see, that would get me. Maybe they'll do that to me, because I was like, oh, you're having a price hike? I can't justify this anymore.
And then
up until this point, it's been if there's one movie and it's what I would pay, or I'm paying less than I would pay in the theater, and now it's just even, and you don't always have a single
yeah,
purchase.
Yeah, that's the thing for me is it's just like the wild... I get more use out of Tubi than I get out of just about any other service I have right now. If for no other reason than just because so much of what I'm really vibing with right now is available on Tubi. And I don't mind things with, with the ads getting thrown in, especially when they have a lot of stuff that I can't see anywhere else anyway. Right? And so the streaming services have become so fractured that, like, it's really, there was a time where I had Netflix and I had Amazon and I had Hulu and I had all this stuff. I would buy their annual specials or whatever on Black Friday every year. And I don't even do that anymore because it's like I can save, because you can cancel and restart so easily that it's just like
Exactly.
I will just pay for the one that has the most stuff I want to see this month.
Yep.
Yeah. Tubi is your jam, guys. You will see shit on Tubi you can't get anywhere else.
And sometimes you'll be like, I can see why that's not available anywhere else. And that's always really funny. You get some reels.
Look, I'm just going to flat out tell you, I didn't know that you see dudes swinging dong at the end of Where the Devil Roams. Spoiler alert, sorry. Until we saw it in the movie theater. I had seen the movie 3 or 4 times on Tubi. And didn't even know, because that's the only place I ever saw it. And as it turns out, but here's the thing. You don't get to see one brief hanging dong and Where the Devil Roams on Tubi, but you can see full-on, like fellation resulting in severed penises. Like there's a lady just, like, giving a blowjob, and then she just bites the dude's dick off, like, right there on camera. In what's the one movie? The fucking No Reason, that fucking German movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
that's on Tubi.
Yeah,
which is wild.
Yeah.
She's naked the whole time.
What?
She's naked the whole time.
Oh yeah, and people are dying, and blood and guts and gore, and it's just, man. Look, if you like severity in your horrors, No Reason is worth checking out, but. I find myself wondering if old Steve Biro over there at Unearthed Films was just like, I'm just gonna put these up there until they tell me that they can't be up there, because there's some shit that should definitely not just be available to the general public on a free, unage restricted, ad supported platform.
And yet Collective Shout won't let me play fucking games.
I know.
But Tubi can have a dick bitten off.
No reason.
Life's unfair.
Like, I was shocked that movie was just there to watch on Tubi. Holy shit.
I love Tubi.
Yeah.
I made so much fun of it when I was like, Tubi's trying to become like a horror channel, and now I'm like, thank God Tubi exists.
Oh, yeah.
Because, like, so much shit does not wind up on any other platform, but then it's free on there. And you watch, that platform has a lot of so bad it's good, and then it has so much actually good stuff.
Yeah,
and I love that.
I get the feeling that Tubi is a situation where it's like, look, we do have, like, our minimum file quality requirements, right? Like, you have to meet these technical specs. But I almost feel like they must have a thing where it's like, if you can meet these technical specs and you don't care really about making money, fucking upload your movie and we'll let people watch it. I almost feel like there's got to be just some very easy, like, a lack of barriers to entry through Tubi, because there's so much stuff on there.
Like self-publishing on Amazon.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Like, you can have your thing available on Kindle, but you're not going to make money off of it. If you're fine with that, which sometimes people are.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm for it, man. It's a distribution model. Just get people to get eyes on your shit.
Yeah. That's all I had for non-horror, and I have literature, but I'm going to say fuck it, because one of them I read was a series, and then the 5th book just came out, so I'll talk about it in August.
And also, we're 2 hours and 15 minutes into the episode. Yeah.
I think we've done enough.
Are you getting tired, Michelle? Are you tired?
I have to work in 6.5 hours. Plus, I'm on call, so knowing my luck, Czechoslovakia is going to break something at 3:30, and I'm going to get woken up to pager duty, just going bananas, it's like, oh.
Michelle,
The Czech Republic. But Czechoslovakia is a better word.
I love that I barely got any words out and she knew immediately what I was going to say. I was like, are we sure does Czechoslovakia even exist anymore?
No, but Czechoslovakia used to be one of my favorite words, and the fact that it doesn't exist anymore is very upsetting to me, so I refuse to abide by that.
I mean, it's still a word you can use in the appropriate historical context, I think.
Or when I'm referring to the modern day land, because I don't play by your rules.
Czechoslovakia.
Still the Gulf of Mexico, damn it.
Okay, so you don't have anything else you want to talk about tonight?
No, I'm so tired, and I think I'm going to go eat some beans and then go to sleep.
Cool. 2 quick things then before we go. I did just decide while we were recording this, because it's August 1st, and that means we're 2 months away from starting it. As every year, Spooktober is coming up. We are going to be dropping a new episode every day, all month long. We will still be doing the regular new release or episodes, and then we'll be doing bonus episodes. And this year, I just so happen to notice, because I'm the kind of dork who notices that sort of thing, that if you include the feature films and all of the episodes produced by Greg Nicotero and his people for Shudder, there are just enough entries in the Creepshow franchise for us to be able to do an episode about every episode of Creepshow. So this year, 2025, Spooktober becomes Creepshober. We're going to go through all 4 seasons of the Creepshow series on Shudder, plus the animated special for Christmas and the other special. I forget which one it is. Maybe there's an animated one and a Christmas one. Maybe that's the confusion I'm making.
The Circus of the Dead is the other one.
Anyway, so there's 2 specials plus the 4 seasons of the show. We are gonna end the month with we're gonna do a double feature of Creepshow 2 and the much maligned Creepshow 3, which I've actually never seen, and most people are well aware is a Creepshow film in name only, and we're going to watch it to torture ourselves and just to see if we get any good content out of it. And then we're going to end the month with the OG legendary anthology horror film Creepshow, big celebration on Halloween. Spooktober becomes Creepshober. Get ready for it. You can watch them on Shudder. You can get, I believe, the Shudder or the AMC Plus add-on on like Amazon or whatever, or you can just get AMC Plus. I think you can watch them. I imagine I think Shudder still does like a week-long free trial situation. You get them in and I'll jam them up. Or I don't know. That's what we're watching. Creepshober. That was really anticlimactic right there.
You could put in some applause.
Michelle, did you lock up again?
No. Do you hear me?
I do now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I just wasn't saying much.
Oh, okay.
I'm so tired.
Oh, well, and the audio quality on the stream, I think our computers are telling us they've had enough. The last thing I want to put out there, as I mentioned earlier, part of the reason why I watched Spider Baby finally, I recently discovered a musical artist by the name of Ben Living. I was scrolling through my Facebook feed, and I came across this video that was showing like somebody playing music, and there were clips from Night of the Living Dead. And I'm like, what is this about? So I turned the audio on, and it's this like lo-fi sort of like hip-hop style beat, like music with like some drums and bass and guitars and stuff. And then like there are samples from Night of the Living Dead layered in as vocal parts. And I was like really jamming on this, and it was like, oh, you get a whole CD of stuff like this. You just pay $5 shipping. And so I was like, all right, I get in on that. And then the CD arrived, and it's rad. And he's got a shit pile of other tunes on his Bandcamp, and it's rad stuff. This is what he does. He makes these crazy beats and then layers in samples from movies. I'm going to throw in that track. It's called They're Coming to Get You, Barbara. And obviously, if you have any sense at all, you know that it's sampled from Night of the Living Dead. I'm going to tack that at the end of this episode just because I want you guys to hear it. And I want you to go check him out. It's, I believe it's just BenLiving, BenLiving.bandcamp.com. If that's not it, it's real easy to find. Just Ben Living on Bandcamp. Last year, he did a new song every single day, all October long, and then he put them together in a compiled folder called the 745th Hour, which, yes, actually, it's called the 745th Hour because in October there are 31 days, which times 24 is 744 hours. So it's the hour past the entire month of October, 745th hour. But it's awesome. It's great stuff. He's got one called Spider Baby. That's rad. He's got one with samples from Rosemary's Baby called Begotten Son. That's fucking out of this world. I've been obsessed with Ben Living, and I want to play some of it for us and give you something cool to send us out with, and feel like I had something worthwhile.
You should give them just a sample of it so that they want the full thing and they go check him out.
That's smart.
Yeah, give them just enough. Like at Costco, how they have the little like samples.
Well, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna give you one quick snip through the hook because that's what he uses in that ad on the Facebook feed that hooked me and got me to buy it and check it out. I'm gonna give you a quick hook. They're coming to get you, Barbara, and then you go check out Ben. Oh God, Michelle, you're cutting in and out again. We gotta wrap this up.
Hear you.
Please come back.
Okay.
Michelle, are you there?
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh my God,
froze.
Michelle.
Oh no, he froze.
Michelle.
We almost made it.
Michelle.
Okay, well I'll do both parts. Say goodnight, Michelle.
Good night, Michelle.
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
Stop it! You're ignorant.
They're coming for you, Barbara.
Stop it! You're acting like a child.
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
Stop it! You're ignorant.
They're coming for you, Barbara. Look, there comes one of them now. They're coming to